And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas Johnson, back with this Elimination 22 Custom League, and back with these YouTube playoffs. I know it's been a while, been a couple of weeks since I have uploaded for you guys, but back. I was out of town for a little bit, and I've just been slow to editing this video, thinking about kind of the future of this channel, the future of this series, and there are things that I want to change, and I'm going to continue going with this YouTube playoffs. We're going to finish out the postseason here, and then I'll kind of talk about what I want to do with this channel going forward. A little bit later on, I'm kind of still thinking through some things and putting some things into the works, but we're going to be focused on the playoffs here, especially right now because we're still in the divisional rounds. But this is an important episode because some teams could be eliminated here today. And the first one is the Minneapolis Millers, who right now are down 2-0. They have only, the Monarchs have doubled the runs that they've scored in each of these first two games. They took the first game 8-4, took the second game 4-2, and the Millers right now, after they won the wildcard game, are in danger of being swept here by, the team that had 97 wins, the favorite in the National League here, the best team record-wise in Indiana. But yeah, they're in a little bit of trouble here, and they will not be able to use, their ace. Kevin Gosman won't be available until a Game 4 situation. So they're going to Steven Matz here, and this one had a 3.69 ERA this year, 185 hits and 183 innings, 1.35 whip, 136 strikeouts. So, it doesn't walk a lot of guys, isn't a high strikeout pitcher, and he was just okay. He was pretty good. As a 3 or 4 guy in this rotation, those are good numbers that he put up this year, but he's going to have to come through here with a huge, really a strong performance in order for this team to be able to win this game. They got to win here today, and the starting lineup for Kansas City, 290 average overall in the postseason. Chris Taylor hasn't gotten a hit yet. Brandon Nimmo, Jordan Alvarez, Austin Nola, 250 averages for those guys, 200 for Max Muncy. Matt Chapman is right now the best hitter on this team through these first couple of games, batting .375 going into this one. Brandon Nimmo has a 143 average with a home run and an RBI so far. And he's going to swing and miss here at that sinker. That was a pitch way inside to him there, and he is fooled by it. I'm going to look at it here, and yeah, you're not going to hit that pitch. You're not going to do anything with that pitch at all. That was way too there inside of the zone, and now it's Jordan Alvarez. That was a really good sinker there on the outside corner. Alvarez has only a couple of hits, I think 2 or 3 in this series so far. No home runs yet, 1 RBI total. He's got 2 strikes on him here as well, and that sinker just barely misses. But yeah, I think it's been really good pitching for the most part for Kansas City, and a couple of guys that have been able to do some good things come through in clutch situations. That's a swing and a miss there on a sinker on the outside corner. It's actually just outside of the strike zone, and Steven Matz does get through the first inning here, unscathed, and gets through that inning 1-2-3 with a couple of strikeouts. On the mound for Kansas City in this one is Zach Gallen, their number 3 starting pitcher, under a 4 ERA this year for him. 165 hits and 173 innings, 182 strikeouts, 73 walks. Luis Arias leading off your .417 average, 962 OPS for him so far in the postseason. He has been hitting the ball really well, doing his job very well, getting on base a ton so far. We'll see this lineup here and just kind of see what the problem is and has been so far in these first 2 games especially. Top of the lineup is doing great. Arias 385, Sheets 333, Bryant 545, but the rest of this batting lineup has really struggled. The 230 average overall. Chris Bryant doesn't have any hits so far. AJ Pollock has 1. This is the bottom of the batting order right now, has not been able to produce. Fernando's trying to carry this team, man. A 545 average with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs already is ridiculous, and that average is going to go up even more now with that swing. That average is over 600 now after that swing right there. So, yeah, you just can't, he's obviously, Tatis has got to be your most important hitter in your lineup if you're this team. That's his role, but he can't be the only guy doing anything for you. And Chris Bryant still without a hit yet in this postseason through these first 3 games, and he was awesome in the regular season. One of his better years of his, career, especially of this franchise. But, even going back to his Colorado day, even going back to his, Chicago Cubs days, he was even up there at that kind of level. That was how good he was this year. But that was a strike 3 to him here, and his hitless streak to begin the postseason will continue. So, a hit, no runs in that frame. Also, I think Minneapolis has just not been very good with runners in scoring position this postseason so far. Austin Nola, 250 average. He has a home run and an RBI in this series as well. And he's now going to line that one over to shortstop, and it is caught. As it is that really Suarez playing shortstop for this team? I don't remember. I feel like Suarez is an outfielder, but maybe I'm wrong on that. There's a ground ball, and that one is through the hole and past the shift. If Fernando was playing at second base like he normally would have been in that situation, that would have probably been an out. But this is a ridiculous shift here for Fernando playing, behind second base, not even on the same side of the field there. He's playing in the left side of the field, and that kind of a shift is not possible now in Major League Baseball. But there's a ground ball by McCutchen. And Andrew McCutchen, by the way, has been one of the better hitters on this team so far. Here's AJ Pollock. Again, I mentioned only 1 hit so far for him in the postseason. To this point, he has not been hitting the ball very well at all so far. Really, the bottom of the order. In general, we just haven't seen them show up yet in this series, and that's a ball that misses as well. Gino Suarez is on deck. And a full count pitch misses from Zach Gallen, who, I think that the walks, he's not like the worst at that, and out of everybody, but I do think that the walks can be an issue for him at certain points in games. As here is Gino with a man on first base now. 2-2 count to Suarez. It's a swing and a miss. High fastball, some gas there. 93. Zach Gallen doesn't throw like incredibly fast. He's not going to blow you by with high velocity necessarily. 95, I guess. He did pitch a 95. Might not pitch in that at bat here, but a long at bat there. 6-pitch AB, and Gallen gets the better of him. So here's Jonathan India now, and he's going to swing and miss. Inside fastball for the strikeout. India does have a double in this series, but he strikes out there, and a base runner in that inning again for Minneapolis. They don't do anything with it. And so through the second inning here, no score in this one early on. Here's Trent Grisham, 1,000 average for him. A home run, 2 RBIs. He was like 3 for 3 in the first game that he played in this postseason. That was yesterday. He took over in his first playoff game. Yeah, he went 3 for 3 in that game. He doesn't agree with that strike call. That was a pretty borderline pitch at best. That was probably not a strike, honestly. Here's an 0-1. And that's a little tiny chopper right now in front of the mound. And Matz makes a good spinning throw to first base, but he's not going to get Grisham out. And that 1,000 average continues for Trent Grisham. He's got that speed, top-end speed here to be able to get to the base pass. And I like him as a really good defender. Got good speed and decent base stealing ability here. As he's going to ground. That's a ground ball, and he actually was stealing on that pitch. Only reason that wasn't a double play right there. But he just isn't super consistent with his bat. At least hasn't been the first couple of years here in this league. And it's back up to the top to Chris Taylor. One of the few guys that is really struggling right now in this Monarchs lineup, at least. 0 for 3 in the last game. Does not have a hit yet here so far in these first couple of games. Has reached base a couple of times, I think. 2-1 into him here. It's a ground ball. That one is going to get through into the outfield. Grisham's waved, and the throw to the plate is way offline. Grisham will score, and the first hit of the playoffs for Chris Taylor is a big one. the Monarchs go up here and they score first, as they've done in every game in this series so far. Take the early lead and go up 1-0. So here's Brandon Nimmo now, and there's a ground ball, actually a line drive that was caught at third base by Jonathan India there. So it must be Suarez at shortstop, actually. I don't really think that this infield defense is that good, honestly. But yeah, that's who's playing short right now. Is that curve misses, and the umpire, the manager here, a little bit upset at the umpire, who has, I don't know, he hasn't been all that great in this game. He missed a couple of calls, I think, so far. Leonard Alvarez at the plate here, and Alvarez swings and crushes that. That's a sinker to deep left field, and Jordan Alvarez has hit it out. His first home run of the playoffs here, and the Monarchs take a 3-0 lead. This offense, they score in bunches. They can do that, and they have really good power in this batting order. It's their strength as a team, I think. 384 on the distance there by Jordan, and he's such a big part of their offense, and he delivers here with a huge swing right there. And now it's Max Muncy, who was only 1 for 6 in this series, has been all right in the playoffs. He hasn't really done much. That's a hop out here, foul territory, moving towards the bench there, and it's caught to end the inning. But that is not a great inning for the Millers, who are down. They were in trouble here in this series, and now they're in a little bit of trouble in this game, down 3-0 here after the top of the third inning. So a big inning there for the Monarchs, and here's Tom Murphy, who has only hit so far in the playoffs was that home run back in Game 1. Other than that, he has not done really anything. And that's a strike here to Gallen, who I've liked what I've seen from him so far today. He's been locating pretty well overall. I haven't really seen a pitch that he's missed with yet, as that's a curveball, really good. I mean, that's a great pitch, that knuckle curve there. And when it's looking like that, when it's located like that, it is very dangerous. As here's Gavin Sheets. 3 for 10 in this series. He doesn't have any extra base hits yet in this series. Had 39 homers in the regular season. Doesn't have any yet here so far. It's a foul ball. Gallen with his 50th pitch of the game to this point here. It's an 0-2 to Sheets. And it's on the corner for the strike. Well, Lucci's calling that pitch consistently. The second time that we've seen a pitch that was probably maybe outside of the zone there get called like that, but it does in the third inning. And Gallen here through 3, really strong to this point. And here's Matt Chapman, batting .444 right now in the playoffs. Really good numbers there for him. And he takes a changeup there for a strike. 18 hits, 6 home runs for Kansas City in this series. The pitching for Minneapolis has just not been up to the task of really holding this offense like they need to, as that is a strikeout by Matz here, his third of the game. And now here's McCutchen, 3 for 7 in the series. A couple of home runs already, 5 RBIs. Veteran presence. A guy that doesn't have like an amazing record of playoff experience because he's kind of played for some bad teams. That's a amazing stop by Sheets right there at first base to get the out. That was a crazy play. We've seen Sheets make some diving plays in the playoffs. He made a diving play in the wildcard game as well in foul territory to make a great catch. In that one, that was a great diving stop there to prevent a base hit and get the out. And here's Trent Grisham. Still hasn't gotten out in this series yet. 4 for 4 so far. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count. It's a ground ball. Another play made here by Sheets, who has been active defensively to this point in the game. And that was a big 0 there in the top of the inning. And here's Fernando, 1 for 1 in the game. There's a fly ball. That one's deep into left, and it's going to get over the head of Alvarez, who waits for it in the outfield. And another hit for Fernando, another extra base knock unbelievable. This guy, he just can't be stopped in this series. It's incredible what we've seen from him to this point. As here's Chris Bryant, 0 for 7 in the series, 0 for like 10, 0 for 11 in the playoffs so far. Here's a 1-2 to him here, and there's a ground ball, and that's going to be an unproductive out. That doesn't move Fernando up at all or anything. Just a ground out there to shortstop. And now it's up to Ramos here, who only went 0 for 1 in this game. Did have a home run in this series in that 4-2 loss yesterday, or the last game for the Millers here. And now he's going to swing and miss, and a four-seam fastball there down in the zone. 6 strikeout for
The right fielder, number 13.
Gallen today. And this is what I've kind of been talking about. You know, with this team in this series, they have had some chances with the runners in scoring position. They have just not been good at capitalizing off of those, and they get it out here. Wow. Fernando trying to steal third base, but I thought he was safe here initially. Let's see where the play happened, and that's really close. Wow, I couldn't even tell from that replay there. As by the way, Judah comes up 2 for 7 for him in the series. As you see, I mean, look at how ridiculously close that was, but I do think that Fernando is out at third base, just barely. Almost had a steal there, as that is a, that was definitely, should have been a strike there. This umpire, yeah, I don't know, his zone has been not the best in this playoff game so far, I will say. As that's another pitch right there. Okay, what? I mean, again, maybe we should give him something for consistency, but he's been consistently bad here, because those are 2 pitches right in the same spot that both should have been called strikes, and then he loses him, and that's walks him. Totally preventable walk. I mean, he should have been struck out in that at bat right there. That was a poor umpire leading to a base runner here, and now it's Chris Taylor at the plate. And that throw gets away from the first baseman, trying to go back to first. I mean, maybe worried that Bollywood was going to try to steal there and do something. And that's going to be an error on Steven Matz to get the runner now into scoring position. Manager's got to be shaking his head right now, as here's Brandon Nimmo. 0 for 2 in the game. Only has, 1 or 2 hits in this series so far. This is a fly ball here now to the outfield. That's deep enough to score the runner, but it's going to go over the wall. It just kept carrying, and it's a home run for Brandon Nimmo. His second of the series. And Minneapolis is down by 5. The Monarchs extend the lead even further here in this game in the 5th inning. 5-0 lead for Kansas City. And man, the Monarchs are really, they're putting themselves in a great spot in this game right now. Building a big lead, 388 feet on the distance there. Second homer of the game, and that is going to be the end of the line for Steven Matz, who just did not pitch well enough today. Gave up a couple of, I think it was the difference between a couple of swings, but yeah, gave up a couple of long home runs in that outing there. Just did not pitch all that effectively, and now Sixto Sanchez comes out, and he hasn't been very good in the first couple of outings in this series at all. So don't know if I love putting him in the game right here, but that's a swing and a miss there. Pretty filthy pitch on the inside corner for, not even on the corners, inside. Gets a strikeout. But, yeah, the Millers are in deep trouble here. They only have 2 hits today so far out of Zach Gallen, and they are now down by 5 runs here in this one. Men on first, 1 down. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, there's a ground ball. It is stopped by Taylor. They get 1 there, and a double play ends the 5th. Zach Gallen, another scoreless inning here. And again, a base runner on here. You get him, Gallen walked a man, I think, in that inning there, and just nothing comes of it. And now it's Trent Grisham, and he's going to swing and miss. They are at a change-up. That was a low one outside. Good couple of innings by Sixto Sanchez here. Okay, I like that. I respect that, though. Those innings that keep Millers in the game at least a little bit here, but their offense, man, just it hasn't. It was pretty shut down in the last game, and it needs to wake up here in the worst of ways. So here's Tom Murphy. That average below 100 for him now. And here is a 1-2 from Gallen. That's a curveball, swung on and missed. Man, that pitch is just so ridiculously filthy. It is working, and it's working right now for Zach Gallen, who I just have to say looks really, really strong. And look at where those pitches are, man. Just giving him absolutely nothing to swing out there. Perfect locations. And now it's back up to the top of the batting order, and here's Luis Arias, and there's a fly ball. Alvarez, can he get to it? He cannot. It lands right in front of him. I mean, if there's anybody that can start a rally on this team, it is Luis Arias with that awesome, contact ability that he has. As he flew that one, just like popped it up in the air and just felt like that had it land. A jam shot, but he got it into the outfield for a hit, and now it's Gavin Sheets. Three for 11 in this series, 0 for 2 on the day today. And a big spot in this game, I would say here, as that four-seam fastball is not a strike. What? That was a crazy bad miss. This umpire has just... This umpire has been terrible. I don't know who he is. And then that fastball, that was probably shouldn't have been a strike too. This is terrible. Missed at least 4 or 5 strike calls here in this game. He's called a couple of balls strikes as well. And there's a walk. Second time in this game that we've seen the umpire make 2 missed calls and then they walk the batter later on. Yeah, it has just not been a good day for him behind the plate here. And here's Fernando, 6 for 9 in the series with a home run, 2 RBIs. This is the guy you want up in this spot, I would say right here. 2 on, 1 man outs. Biggest spot of the game here, biggest spot of the season for the Millers, and it's a fly ball, and it's right to Grisham, who doesn't even have to move to make the catch. Man, that is pretty brutal. That is a missed opportunity right there. And now Chris Brink comes up, who is in a cold streak, the coldest of cold streaks at the moment, man. 0-4, like his last 12 or 13. He's got to do something here. Body's out, 3-0 count, and that pitch misses. Okay, a walk here blows the bases up, and 90 pitches for Zach Gallen here. Helium Ramos comes up, only 1 for 10 in this series. But yeah, they're going to go to the bullpen here, and Gallen kind of losing his composure a little bit, losing his ability to hit the strike zone. Now, especially in that last at bat, I won't fault him for the walk earlier in the inning because the umpire caused that. But Joe Payamps comes on out now, 74 innings for him this year, 3.53 ERA and 52 strikeouts. He was good as this team's kind of second long relief pitcher for them this season. First time pitching in this series. Yeah, that's a fly ball into the outfield here. Grisham, though, has a step on it. He makes the catch to end the inning. And end the best hopes that the Monarchs had at getting, or the Millers had, excuse me, at getting back into the game. That is brutal. So no runs in that inning. They'll load the bases up. They can't come through with the runner in scoring position. And it's still 5-0 as that four-seam fastball was really close. Okay, that could have been called a strike as well. Here, 3-1 count to Pollock, and that one misses for ball 4. So now here is Eugenio Suarez, 1 for 9 on the day. 1 for 9 on the series here. And 0 for 1 today, as there's a line drive, and that one lands in the outfield there into the gap. That's going to roll all the way to the wall, and let's see if they're not going to test the arm of the center fielder there. They're going to hold the runner here at third base. But Eugenio Suarez finally takes advantage of a missed location from a Monarchs pitcher here. Finally delivering with a hit with the runner on base. And now it's Jonathan India, 0 for 2 in the game, but he has come through with some RBI hits as well in this series, as that's a ground ball, and there's not going to be a play here at all from Bobby Witt Jr. He just stops it in the infield. And that is going to score Suarez from third base. So a 5-1 game. Still nobody out here in the inning for Tom Murphy, who was 0 for 2 on the day, and now the count runs full to him here. Man, Tom Murphy, can he come through here in this spot? There's a ground ball, and that's one out there. Double play. That is brutal. Man, that is not what the Millers wanted at all in that situation. The runner moves to third base, but yeah, now there's 2 down in the inning. And here's Luis Arias, who's still maintaining a 400 average here in this series, or in the postseason. Here's an 0-1. There's a line drive, and Alvarez here. Oh, Alvarez, he missed that baseball completely. Goes way past him here, and he's actually going to get to second base. And sorry for like the weird cut that happened right there. The throw to the infield, that was weird. But I didn't. I kind of, that was me not playing him, not playing Alvarez correctly. That should not have been a double there. But it would have been a base hit probably anyway, and it scores another run. So 5-2. Millers only trail by a few runs now, and they bring out Andrew Chafin here, who gets punched by that pitch here. Muncie's got it. There's not going to be a play at first base. It actually probably saved a run because Arias might have scored there if that ball got to the outfield. So kind of unfortunate there, but now here's Fernando, and again, biggest, I mean, this really is the biggest at-bat of the game here, of the season for the Millers right now. Fernando 2 for 3 on the day, 7 hits in this series. He's the man in this spot. Can he come through? He failed to come through earlier on in the game, as that's a ball that kicks out away from Nola here. And now a base hit would bring the Monarchs within 1. And Fernando's the tying run at the plate right now. So here's a 2-2 pitch, and Fernando's going to swing and miss at it. A ball in the dirt. Oh man, a bad swing from an MVP candidate here, runner-up in the MVP voting in my spreadsheet, man, and that is just tough. The NL leader in home runs and RBIs cannot come through in that critical circumstance. And now they bring out Chris Martin, who has not done very well in this series to this point. Here's Austin Nola, 3 for 11 in this series so far. And he is going to swing and miss there at a slider from Chris Martin here, who has got 2 strikes on Nola. And the pitch to him here has a fly ball deep into left field, and Pollock is at the wall, and it is gone! After Chris Bryant out there in left, Austin and Nola with the home run. His second of this series, and the Monarchs get a run right back that the Millers just got in the bottom of the 7th inning, or the 6th inning there. And yeah, a sinker right down the middle, and just crush that pitch there. Nola makes it 6-2. So he's been great in this series, and again, really, the Kansas City offense has been really, really good all series long. Just been adding on to the leads that they've been getting in this series. They really haven't allowed the Millers to sustain a rally so far in these 3 games at all, and now the Millers season is 6 outs left to go in it here, where they got to get 4 runs off of this Monarchs bullpen, and they're not going to go to the setup man here. Technically not a setup situation. Will Harris comes out, though. I like this move, though. I mean, Will Harris was good this season, as that is a swing, and I don't even know how in the world, I think that was Ramos there at the plate. I don't even know how in the world he hit that pitch, but he hits a pitch way outside of the zone and ends up flying it to the shortstop. But A.J. Pollock up here 0 for 9 in this series. I mean, it's really inexcusable for the bottom of the order to suffer so badly in this series and play like they have, and that was an ugly swing and a bad pitch there, almost in the dirt. That gets the strikeout. These hitters are pretty lost right now, I think. And it is looking positively bleak at this point. Here's Gino Suarez, only 2 for 10 in this series with a did score a run in the 9th inning. That's a ground ball. What a stop by Chris Taylor! Oh my goodness, Chris Taylor in the gap, and he makes a fantastic play right here to save a base hit to begin the inning. That was fantastic stuff right there. And one more look at this diving play, and I mean, because you couldn't really see it, I think, very well because the umpire was kind of in the way here, but that was a fantastic stop, playing in the shift there, moving to his right there and diving and throwing the ball from his knees perfectly to first base. Fantastic play. Run down in the 9th inning. Jonathan India lines it, and it's caught again here by Taylor, who has been in the middle of these two plays here to get the outs in the 9th inning. And now there is 2 down in the frame for Tom Murphy. 1 for 10 in the series. Does not have a hit today. Doesn't have a hit since that home run in the first game of the series. And a 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball. Grisham has it. He moves a little bit back, and he's got the catch to end the game. And the Monarchs win it here today, and they sweep the Minneapolis Millers in the first round of the postseason and are moving on to the NLCS. It's their first postseason win of the franchise here after getting into the wildcard game last year. They are a much better team this year, finished with 97 wins, and quickly take care of business in this series and get to the next round. And being pretty dominant play from them overall. I didn't really feel like they were at threat of losing really any of these games. Game 2 was the most competitive one here, but Kansas City, I felt like, was in control of this game almost the entire time, the entire way through. And again, you look at the lineup, and you just look at some of these averages here. Elias 437, Sheets 333, but he didn't show any power in this series. Tatis 533, he was excellent in this game, had a couple of doubles, 3 home runs overall in the postseason. But Chris Bryant did not have a hit in the postseason at all. Ramos 0 for 4 today, only 1 hit in this series. Pollock did not have a single hit in this series, only had 1 hit in the postseason. Suarez only had 2 hits in this series, and only like 3 hits overall. Jonathan India didn't really do a ton. He had, I guess he was the second most productive player behind, in terms of runs, in terms of bringing home runs after Tatis was, but he didn't have like an amazing postseason or anything. And Matz didn't really play very well, gave up 5 runs in 4.1 innings. The bullpen was okay, but kind of shaky. There's a couple of guys that just didn't really pitch well in this bullpen. So the Minneapolis offense was not good enough. They just did not get production from their top guys in this batting order in this series at all. And the Kansas City Monarchs, some guys here are not hitting super well. Taylor, Nimmo, those guys aren't like blowing your lids off with great averages, but they had, Nimmer had a home run today, Alvarez had a home run, Nola had a home run. They're at least getting on base, they're at least producing and getting, scoring runs for you. Chapman was great. McCutchen 500 average in this series. That's pretty awesome there for him through 3 games. And the pitching for Kansas City, that was the strength of their team in the regular season, and it's been their strength in the postseason. 3 guys have had 3 really good starts for them. Zach Allen, 5.2 scoreless innings, 3 hits, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. Really good stuff there. Pinos gives up 2 runs in an inning of work. Chafin gets an out, and then Harris perfectly pitches 2 innings there for him out of the bullpen. So bullpen was pretty good. The starting pitching was fantastic, and the Monarchs, they're a threat to go all the way, and they are one step closer to doing that after that win and the sweep. And speaking of sweep, the Salt Lake City Bees have a chance to pull one off here over the Columbus Cardinals, and they are going home here in this 3rd game of this series, and things are not looking good for the Columbus Cardinals, who lost the first 2 games in this series. The first one was an excellent extra inning affair that was really a winnable game for the Cardinals, but they couldn't pull it through. And game 2, they were kind of dominated. They didn't really play very well in that game. Chris Bassett had a complete game, pitched all 9 innings, and they lost 7-1. So yeah, the game 2 performance was not there for them. They needed their offense to be a bit more consistent. They need their starting pitching to go deep here in this game and to play a little bit better. And they need to jump over the rookie here in Jack Leiter. And this is a guy, no playoff experience, only 1 year of experience under his belt. He did have an awesome season. He was the rookie of the year this year for a reason. You look at these stats here that he had this year: 32 starts, a 3.14 ERA, and 198 innings, 168 hits allowed, 161 strikeouts. So pretty good strikeout rate, 1.23 whip. Didn't give up a ton of base runners. Walked. The walk rate is a little bit up there, but overall, Jack Leiter was really, really good this season. Met all my expectations that I had for him in his first year as a pro. And a guy with a really, really good and bright future on this roster here and in the major leagues in general. So, biggest game that he's pitched in his career here, a playoff game for him. And you look at this lineup for Columbus. You got Brooke Schnell, Matt Duffy, Trey Turner, Randy Arozarena. Nobody has a higher than a 250 batting average right now through the first 2 games. There's nobody that has really taken over and has played like the best. I would probably say Trey Turner has been the best overall hitter for this team in these first 2 games. But nobody has, really popped off a ton. Trey Turner, 967 OPS, does have a home run in this series, but he's only batting .222 with the average. So, yeah, you got to turn your offense here. These some of the more veteran guys to do things for you. Get on base. There's a ground ball. That's under the glove of the third baseman. And Trey Turner, with that blazing 99 speed, is into second with an easy stand-up double there on a ball that will probably be a base hit for most other players. Let's see let's see this swing again. And, just not really a great chance for Andujar to make that play there. So now it's Randy Arozarena, 200 average for him. He does have a home run in this series as well. It was a really big home run, tied the game that sent it to extra innings in game 1 of this series here. But I feel like he hasn't really done a lot since then, and that is a swing and a miss there. Leiter gets his first postseason strikeout right there on a high fastball, right pitch location there. And that's a 0 put up in Leiter's first playoff inning. Good job for him here. Now here's Alek Manoah, 4.05 ERA, 188 innings pitched for him, 1.22 whip, 186 strikeouts. He's got really good strikeout stuff. And overall, I liked what I saw from Manoah this season. I do think that he could probably pitch even better than he has early in his career. He does have like 90. He's got 8 potential. Still really young guy in this franchise, but I still think there's another level that he can get to overall here, as he has missed a little bit here, and he walks Vito Brujan, who had a 200 average in that at bat, did have that home run in game 1. And here now is Joey Wendell, who is batting .400 here through the first 2 games. He's been awesome, getting on base, 2 RBIs for him as well. And the Salt Lake City Bees offense overall has been really, really good into this postseason. As that's a fly ball into the outfield here. That is going to be caught by, who is the center fielder? Is it Corbin Carroll there in center field? And let's look at this Salt Lake City Bees offense. They got 6 home runs in this postseason already. You got Joey Wendell, 364. Ronald Acuna crushing it at 444 average. CJ Cron, Elias Diaz batting .556. Miguel Andujar batting .455, DJ Stewart batting .500. You got multiple guys there that are making really awesome impacts for this team up and down the batting order. And Acuna is the machine, or the oil in this machine here. 1 home run, 4 RBIs already, 1.5 OPS. He's the MVP for a reason, and he's this team's best player. Had over 400 on base percentage this season. So he's the guy they got to turn to here. But wait a minute, we got a injury news as Bruhan diving back to first base there apparently hurt his upper arm. So it looks like he just suffered a strained muscle that is probably not going to be a long-term injury or anything. I don't think that would knock him out for any significant amount of time. But that it will monitor that. We'll definitely look at that. Especially if Columbus wins this game. If they don't win, it's not really a point. But they now have to bring in Nick Madrigal though, so that does matter. They're getting another new player in to the game, and Acuna swings and misses there, strikes him. Manoah gets a strikeout here. But they're bringing in Nick Madrigal, who just did not have a good season this year, and was on this team's bench for a reason. So we look at this pitch sequence, really good pitch locations right there by Alek Manoah. That was fantastic. As here is C.J. Cron. 1 home run so far, and RBI, 717 OPS. Doesn't really have a lot of hits yet in the playoffs. I think that 1 home run was his only hit so far of this series. That is a fly ball in the outfield here, and Garrett Mitchell is at the wall, and that ball is gone! C.J. Cron, second hit of the postseason, is his second RBI here of this. His second hit of the postseason is the second home run of this series here. And the Salt Lake City Bees score first, going up 2-0 in the first inning. C.J. Cron with a huge swing, and that is something that, this team here, this Salt Lake City Bees team has been really good at in this series, is getting on base, scoring first, driving the ball. 7th home run for them in this series already. And here's Elias Diaz, whose numbers are ridiculous through 2 games. A near 2 OPS with 2 home runs for him already. He has been an impact player for sure so far. And this inning for Manoah has just not gone his way. In 22 pitches, this is exactly what the Bees wanted to do here in this first inning. Get a couple of runs, elevate that pitch count really early, and that one just misses. Oh man, that looked like it could have been called a strike really easily there on the corner. But that is a walk, and now 2 runners are on with 1 down here in the inning, as that's a swing and a miss. Luis Torrens, really haven't talked about him yet in this series. He hasn't done much. He's only gotten 1 hit, I think, so far. As here's a 2-2, over 30 pitches in the inning for Manoah. He finally gets out of the frame with a strikeout there. Really long first inning for Alek Manoah, and a huge swing from C.J. Cron. Second hit of the postseason for him. Second home run of the series, and he's got 3 ribbies now.
Now playing second base.
So here's Nick Madrigal coming into the game at second base. And here's Garrett Mitchell up at the plate. 250 batting average for him so far in this series. Zach Curveball fouled back. And a 1-2 count here. Leiter trying to get back into the zone here. Maybe sets him up with that faster pitch. Goes off speed here. We'll see what he comes with. And he comes with a fastball inside and low, and he gets a strikeout, and he gets Mitchell to swing pretty ugly at that pitch right here as we get one more look, and a couple of rookies squaring off right there in that matchup, and Leiter gets the better of him there. Yeah, no chance you're not hitting that pitch, man. Not in a million years. And now it's Gleyber Torres, who only batting 111 so far through 2 games. But that's a drive, and that one's going to land here in no man's land in the outfield. And Torres trying to go to second base, and he's there. He is there with a double. So Gleyber Torres with a hit here, maybe only his second or third of this series. And now the ball runs inside to Corbin Carroll and hits him. Okay, so that'll set up Yuli Gurriel with runners on first and second and 1 man out. First pitch here, ground ball, stopped at second base. They get 1 out there and they get the double play. That's huge for Jack Leiter, recovering and helping out his pitch count a lot there with a double play. And Columbus cannot score with base runners in that frame. And here's Miguel Andujar, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. Had a great game last time, then the last game of this series in Game 2, and he has been a surprise, a surprising contributor here for Salt Lake City in this series to this point. That's a slider there for the 3rd strike, and maybe not where Manoah wanted to place it, but it ended up being a strikeout. And here's DJ Stewart, batting .500 so far in these first couple of games. He's been a surprising player that, didn't really have a good regular season at all, but has been able to reach base here a couple of times, a few times more than that here in this series. Has been one of the better hitters to this point. So here's McMagical, has only had 1 at-bat so far in the playoffs, and he will take a change-up there, just missing the zone. And once again, Manoah has been saddled with over 20 pitches in this frame, and he's already almost up to 60 on the day. This is a troubling development here for Columbus. They might have to go to their bullpen really early in this one here, especially if Manoah cannot work his way out of this inning right now. He's got a 3-1 count on Joey Wendell. You do not want to load the bases for Ronald Acuna Jr. We'll say that much, as that's a swing, and somehow he hits that sinker, but right to second base, and that'll end the 2nd inning. But another, really long, almost 30-pitch inning right there for Alek Manoah, who's had a couple of really long frames here so far in the first couple of innings. And we're to the top of the 3rd here, still a 2-0 game. 222 average with a home run and an RBI for Shea Langoliers so far in this one. That's a fly ball, and that one is going to drop in no man's land here. Stewart can't get it. And there's extra bases for Shea Langoliers. Doesn't have a lot of speed there, but he gets into 2nd with a double. So good swing right here by Shea, and a great job to get into scoring position. Can you take advantage, though, now with this runner right there for you? Leiter's been great in the first couple of innings. Brooks Schnell can use that great contact ability that he's got. Should drive home the run. There's a line drive. Mateo's got it. He makes the catch, man. That ball was hit hard by Brooks Schnell, but it does not find the outfield grass and doesn't land at all. So now there's 1 down in the inning. And here's Matt Duffy. And he's 0 for 1 on the day. Hasn't done a lot in this series so far. That's a ground ball right back to Leiter. Good play, good stop there. And now there's 2 down in the inning, and you're in trouble with, kind of wasting this opportunity right here at this point, as Turner is up 1 for 1 on the day. There's a line drive. That one lands in the center, but they're not going to test the arm of Acuna there in center field. Probably a good idea. Shea Langoliers does not have the speed to score off of that. But that is, I believe, the 2nd hit of the game for Trey Turner today. And he's at first base. They should be trying to steal with him right now. Why are you not trying to steal the base here? There's another fly ball to Acuna. This one, though, he's got and makes the catch on. So a little bit of an adventure there for Jack Leiter in that inning, but he does get through it and puts up another big-time 0 in that frame with Corbin Carroll out the plate. So we're in the top of the 4th inning now. We've kind of moved on. The bottom of the 3rd inning did not have anything interesting happening there. It was a much quicker inning. I will say that much as well from Manoah here. But there's a ground ball. Wendell's got it. Throws to first base is in time. And this rookie right now has been able to shut down Columbus's offense really well. The offense that led the league in average this season. Here's Trey Turner, 2 for 2 on the day so far. Manoah, another clean 1-2-3 at bottom of the 4th inning here, as that's a 4-seam fastball, and yeah, you really don't want to walk a guy like him right now. As here's the 3-2, it's there, on the top of the zone for the strikeouts. Jack Leiter. How about this start for him? 5 hits allowed. Yeah, that is quite a bit here, but no runs through 5 innings. Halfway home in this game. Still 2-0. Salt Lake City holds the lead. And here's DJ Stewart. Now his second at-bat of the game. And 80 pitches for Manoah. You know, he has definitely helped his pitch count a lot in the last couple of innings, but this is probably going to be his last frame of the day. As he has fallen way behind DJ Stewart now, and is 3-0 to him. As there's a ground ball. That one gets through into the outfield, into center field. And there's a man on first here with nobody out, and get another hit. Another time gone on base there for him. And for DJ Stewart, there's a fly ball, and that one is going to land past the diving attempt of the third baseman, and they get DJ at second base. That was a crazy play. I actually don't know if I've ever seen that before. Stewart had to hold up because he thought that the third baseman might have been able to catch that, and then he ends up getting thrown out at second base. Okay, interesting. Here's Acuna up here now, and that's a strike. Acuna 4 for 10. Home run, 4 RBIs in this series. He's 0 for 1 today. With the walk, already his second at bat. That's a swing and a miss on a slider way in the dirt, and he'll get him for the K's. Third at bat, I should have said there. And okay, you know, only 2 hits allowed by Manoah. Really, besides he's walked a couple of guys, the pitch count has gotten elevated, but overall that was actually a pretty good 5 innings for Manoah, considering especially how that game started for him. There's a ground ball. Wendell's got it. Can he get the out? He cannot. Okay, his speed there for Rosarena gives him a base hit. He beats that out there. And now it's Garrett Mitchell at the plate. Mitchell 0 for 2 on the day. That changeup just barely misses. Okay, Leiter, I don't know how much he likes that call there, but this has been such an impressive performance from Jack Leiter in this game, especially when your offense hasn't really done a lot to support you. He stepped into this moment and so far has been excellent, but this is his biggest test of the game right here. He's now got 2 runners on with nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. This is the big frame. Can he come through here? Line drive, caught by Madrigal. Wow, that's a huge out, man. That ball was hit really hard and nearly got into the outfield. Maybe would have been a run if it did. It doesn't now. 1 down for Corbin Carroll. Huge spot here. Ohio's offense got to come through. Columbus's offense, I should say. There's a line drive by Carroll. That one's going to get down. It's into the gap in the outfield. That's going to score 1 run around third. Coming home is Garrett Mitchell, and he's safe. A double for Corbin Carroll, and Columbus has tied the game here in the 6th inning. Biggest swing of the season for the Columbus Cardinals right there off of the bat of the young and really exciting Corbin Carroll. And this team has got a lot of great speed on it there, and they used it very well in that situation to score 2 runs and tie up the game. Big swing right here as Leiter trying to get through the 6th inning here. That's going to be a good play. Good play, stepping off the mound there to get the out. 2 down in the inning. 86 pitches for Leiter. Here is Jay Langoliers, 2 for 2 on the day so far. Can he do something here in this at-bat? There's a 1-1. That's a ground ball. Wendell's got it. Throws the first. It's in time to end the inning. Okay, so they only get the 2 there with Corbin Carroll delivering with the clutch 2-run double in the 6th. So that'll probably be the end of the game for Jack Leiter. And again, really, I liked what I saw from him. Gave up 7 hits and gave up some runs there in that inning, but overall pitched really well. And for a guy and for a rookie pitching in his first playoff game, you really couldn't have asked for much more from him in this one. And here's Luis Torrens. Only 1 for 12 in this game. Really, out of a lot of these hitters, he's really the only one that has struggled a lot in these playoffs so far. That is a strikeout there. And that'll end the 6th inning. Alex Wood has been good in this playoff run here in this first 2 games. He's got 4 innings already. of scoreless baseball under his belt.
Attention, please.
And now you're a little bit worried because you got to lean on this bullpen here. And Evan Marshall did not pitch well out of the bullpen. His first appearance, gave up a couple of runs in that first outing. There's a ground ball under the glove of Madrigal at second base. And, well, what is happening with Acuna in center field? All the way to third base goes the runner, and he's going to get there. A triple right there for Matt Duffy. Okay, I mean, I don't know. Acuna didn't stop the ball there. I mean, it was hit into no man's land in that part of the outfield. There's a really big outfield here in this ballpark. But what a perfect scoring chance right now for Trey Turner as that pitch somehow misses out of the zone. Marshall not happy about that call. Here as Turner 2 for 3 on the day. This is, obviously tailor-made scoring opportunity. 1-0, and he's going to try to land on a bunt. It's a suicide squeeze, and it works really well, almost to perfection. Wow. Okay, I thought Turner was going to be safe there for a second on that. That would have been really good if he could have beat that out, and he almost did. But it does score the run. I don't like that the CPU calls that play because then nobody in the majors does that anymore. And if you fail it, then the runner is just thrown. He's just tagged out at home plate every time. But that is that's just a base hit here. Infield single for Randy Rosarena again. I think that's the second infield single of the game. And now it's Garrett Mitchell. 3-2 game. Columbus has a lead again here. Mitchell 2 for 10 with a double and a couple of RBIs so far in this series. And trying to steal second base and getting there successfully. Really good at stolen base there. Randy's, he was safe by a pretty good, decent margin. As you see there, the throw to second base, not nearly in time. So here's Garrett Mitchell, 1-2 on the game. There's a ground ball. It is stopped by the shortstop. The throw to first base is in time. That'll end the 7th inning. And a big run there for Columbus. They have taken the lead here in this game. They need to win this one in elimination mode. They take the lead in a big spot right here. Bottom of the 7th inning here. 2 down in the frame. So can this team hold on here? Ground ball. What a stop by Trey Turner at second base. Wow, what a huge play. And, there's going to be some plays in this game, plays in this series that you'll remember. That might be one of them right there. To stop a base hit, to stop maybe a rally that could have happened there for Salt Lake City in that inning. Huge stop right there. So here's Alex Reyes. 1 inning so far in this series. I mean, I don't trust him at all, but he's got to keep the lead here at just 1 run for this Salt Lake City offense. Here's Gleyber Torres up. Gleyber Torres, 1 for 3 on the day. That slider probably should have been a strike, honestly. Hold the ball at the top of the zone. Here's a 3-2 pitch. It's on the corner. That's a strikeout there. Great pitch from Reyes on the corner. And Torres just frozen here on that one. And a little arguing with the umpire there a little bit, but it was definitely there in the strike zone. And now here's Shea Langoliers, says that is a slider there. Good location inside the inside part of the plate. Langoliers 2 for 3 on the day with a double and a single. Here's a 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball. It starts at second base. And the throw to first is in time to end the top of the 8th inning. Okay, so that was another, a zero, a sigh of relief if you're talking about Salt Lake City here with how stressful every inning that their bullpen pitches is because of the weakness of it. But now we go to the bottom of the 8th. Lucas Lucky comes out and he gave up like 4 runs or something like that in his only appearance so far of the playoffs. He tried to pitch in that 10th inning in Game 1 of this series, and he got rocked in that outing for sure. I would say so. Put that lightly. Here's George Madrigal, and that is gonna be a stop. I mean, there's no chance. Yeah, Nick Madrigal boots that out. That's an infield single for him here, and a biggest hit puts a man on with nobody down. Here's Joey Wendell. A bunt attempt here, and okay, goes to first base. You know what? That's okay. Take the sure out. Get the, the sure guy there at first base. Lucky felt way more comfortable throwing it to first base. So the tying run is now in scoring position, though, for guess who? Nobody except for Ronald Acuna Jr., this team's best player and the league's best player. One of them, at least, here, as he takes the cutter. And this is when the MVPs make their marks, and this is when they truly can crown themselves as, those difference-making players here. There's a ground ball by Acuna into center field, and it's through. Base hit, and scoring is Nick Madrigal. Ronald Acuna Jr. does come through in the clutch right here. Huge base hit up the middle to tie it up at 3. And Lucas Lucky, who is so good in the regular season, he gave up less than 10 runs all year. He gives up a huge run here in the 8th inning to tie it, and Salt Lake City's chances of winning go up to 61%. As CJ Crow, when it comes to the plate, 2 for 12 with those 2 home runs, including 1 today. As there's a ground line drive and a ground ball, into the gap, and Acuna with that 90 speed is rounding third. He's coming home. He's going to score. Crone is thrown out at second base, but doesn't really matter. I mean, the Bees here have taken the lead in the 8th inning. They rally here off of Lucas Lucky, and now Ryan Brazier comes out of the bullpen here, pitched in that game, 1 loss as well. But now they got an 86% win expectancy, and it's a 4-3 lead for the Bees. And how this game has totally changed all of a sudden now after those clutch hits with, 1 down in the inning, as there's a line drive. And now Elias Diaz comes in on the phone. He had a, hit streak going in these 3 games, and he's been this team's overall best hitter outside of Acuna. He's been unbelievable in this series, and he continues that with a big-time double right there. So now it's Luis Torrens, and Torrens drives it into right field, and that ball is gone! Luis Torrens with a home run! What has happened to the Columbus bullpen? It's collapsed here in the 8th inning, and the Bees take a 4-6 lead. Or 3-6 lead, excuse me. My goodness, 4 runs for Salt Lake City in the bottom of the 8th. And now the win expectancy is up to 97%. Wow. Man, I mean, I'm just speechless. I mean, this is the 2 best bullpen arms that this team has, and 2 of the best bullpen arms in the entire league this season. Both of those guys, Lucky and Brazier, were 2 of the best relief pitchers in baseball this season, and they totally collapse in the 8th inning and give the lead up. I mean, that's just mystifying how that happens. And now Taylor Rogers comes out for a sudden save situation. And now, 3 runs. They got to get 3 runs here off of Rogers. And, it is the top of the order at least. Brooks Snell, can he get on to start a rally? But, man, this has turned bleak now for Columbus. Now, that's a swing and a drive. Hold up, wait a minute. Oh, man, that ball is crushed by Brooks Snell. Home run for him. He only had 2 or 3 of those in the entirety of his time in the majors this year. He is not a home run hitter at all in the slightest, but he just bombed that thing, and it is a 2-run lead for the Bees now. Yeah, a no-doubter for Brooks Snell right here. And 385 feet, maybe it seems like it actually should go a little bit further. It was a home run pretty much right away. Anybody could have seen that, but now there's a 2-run lead. What a throw. Oh, man, what a throw by Miguel Andujar here to get the first out. That's a big one here one more look at this play. I mean, a good stop, honestly, and then running to his, to his right. He's got to stop on a dime and then throw that thing all the way across the diamond, 137-foot throw distance there. That was a really cool graphic, and that was a really good play, actually, by Miguel Andujar there. Now, this is a swing and a drive by Trey Turner into center. It is gone! Over the glove out there in center field, Trey Turner mashing a home run, and it is a one-run game. Man, Taylor Rogers has all of a sudden really imploded. He cannot hold the tide here as he's given up 2 long balls. And that was a no-doubter from Trey Turner for, 464 on the distance? Yeah, wow, that was crushed. I really haven't seen very many balls at all go over the glove out there in this outfield. That is one of the furthest home runs I've seen in this ballpark. I mean, that is incredible. Look at how far this ball... I mean, it clears the glove easily, like not even really close to it. Wow, that ball was mashed. Man. A bad slider there to Turner high in the strike zone, and Turner did not miss it. He is bowling out in this game. And Randy Rosarena up here. Okay, can he get on base? All of a sudden, it's a one-run game. I mean, Taylor Rogers can't be trusted in clutch moments apparently now either. As that's a shattered bat, and it gets all the way near McMagical there at second base. But he avoids the shrapnel there and makes the play, and there's 2 down in the inning. Okay, so can, Roger just shake off what has happened in this inning with those 2 home runs? Still has the lead, and that home run by Luis Torres now all of a sudden is a difference maker in this game. Was a absolutely monster swing at this point here. Garrett Mitchell hitting here. That's a fly ball. That one lands, and that's going to be extra bases. Really good speed from Garrett Mitchell, and he is up to second with a double. So, 2 down in the inning, and there is the tying run on second base. What a rally this would be right now if Columbus could pull it off. Their season on the line, down to their last out here. Gleyber Torres up at the plate, 2 for 3 on the day. He's getting, Rogers is getting tired, not very confident. Here's an 0-1 pitch. Ground ball right to him, though. He's got it. The throw to first is in time. Game is over. Series is over, and the Bees hold on here in Game 3. Rogers a shaky save, but he does close it out, and the Salt Lake City Bees are moving on to the NLCS. And they already know who they're going to play because of what we just saw happen earlier in the episode. They are going to play the top seed Kansas City Monarchs, but they're soaking this celebration here for a little bit. They got swept in last year's postseason. This year it's them who completes the 3-game sweep here in the NLDS. So congratulations to the Salt Lake City Bees. Got a rally there in the 8th inning. All the difference. They hold on in extras, or in the 9th, excuse me, and they win here in 3 games. And I will be honest, I'm surprised by this. I didn't really expect this team to go very far because of how bad their bullpen was this season. But, Columbus, their offense was, I think, inconsistent overall. Trey Turner had a great day, had a great series overall with a couple of home runs there. Brooks Snell was okay. Duffy was alright. The offense, just not a lot of guys. Langoliers was okay, but Gurriel wasn't all that great. Torres didn't really do much. Just inconsistency, I think, from the offense here. Didn't really come through in a lot of clutch. Some of those more clutch situations, they got shut down in Game 2 completely. And they didn't really do anything in this game until, the 6th inning. And they kind of waited a little bit too long, I think, to start scoring runs in this one. And Malcolm Manoah, 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, which is a lot there. 4 strikeouts, though. Overall, pretty good. But Lucky, 36 ERA, 7.7 ERA for Brazier. And I'm so surprised that those 2 pitchers just were not themselves and pitched so poorly in this series. Those two guys were their best relievers, and they totally blew it in this game. Lucky especially was really bad in these 2 games that he pitched in. And Salt Lake City, they got production from pretty much everybody, but I mean, Joey Wendell, 308 average, Acuna 417, he's been a baller in this series. Crone had a big day with a home run in this one. And Diaz batting .500 so far through 3 games. Torres, even he joined in on the fun. But, DJ Stewart has gone on base a ton in the 3 games so far. So they've gotten production from a lot of guys and maybe even some unexpected guys. But CJ Cron, Luis Torrens, Ronald Acuna Jr., those are the guys that they leaned on all year in the regular season. And they have shown up. I mean, Torres just showed up in this game in particular. But those guys have showed up, and they have played really well. And the pitching for them has been really good. I think their bullpen has been better than advertised. Leiter was really good in this game. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. The bullpen is, I think, an issue going forward. Do you trust Taylor Rogers to close games going forward for you? He gave up 2 runs in this start. He has an over 11 ERA, and he's pitched 2.1 innings already. We'll see if they keep him as a closer going forward. I don't know what their other option would really be at this point, but they got to consider that here going forward. But they're moving on, so that's what this matchup will be. But we'll have to focus on the AL here going forward for a little bit because those series have not ended yet. Though the Dragons do have a chance at actually closing down the series against New York next episode. So we'll focus on the AL next time. And then we'll, get to the championship series. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry about the long wait in between episodes. I'll try to be a little bit more consistent with editing here and try to crank these out to you a little bit better, a little bit more often here as we get to the end of these playoffs here. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Thank you to a new subscriber that I met with, and you know who you are out there. Cole, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Hope you're watching this one, and if you are, thanks so much for that support, and I will see you guys in the next episode, alright? Have a great day and a great week going forward. So, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching, and God bless.